If it makes sense 50% of the time, then it works.
Okay.
Okay, here we are. Let's see. Can we get the comments? All right, cool. Welcome to Take It or Leave It, an advice-ish parenting. Nope.
It's been so long.
I know. Welcome to Take It or Leave It, an advice-ish podcast for parents, hosted by two struggling moms who have no idea what we're doing. You can download this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or Google Play, which is now called something else, I think.
Yeah, Google Store.
Google Music?
Google something.
Google something. Google it. We don't care. It's the Google. And make sure to leave us a 5-star review. This is a surprise podcast because we're home from the tour and we had a little bit of downtime. And of course, we're codependent and couldn't spend the week alone. I'm your host, Meredith Masony.
And I'm your host, Tiffany Jenkins. This podcast will discuss all things marriage, motherhood, and everything in between. Please remember, we're not professionals at anything you may actually need. So any advice we give you, you can take
or leave because it might be crap. On today's episode, we have zero agenda, which is a beautiful thing. I just figured we'd kind of talk about some stuff that's happened in the news recently that I've seen, and I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and I wanted to talk to you about it.
Oh, you're getting the rash down there checked out?
Yeah. Do you? What do you want to start with? News or doctors?
Well, doctors. Now I'm concerned.
Okay. So I remember I told you last week that I had a dermatology appointment.
Yeah.
You don't remember anything I say to you, do you?
Some of it.
You're exactly like Dave, in one ear and out the other.
She told me the other day, she goes, "Hey, I need you to watch the dryer and I need you to get the bath mats out."
Mm.
And that was it.
Nope, that is not what I said.
I was working on something and I set a 5-minute timer on my watch. And every 5 minutes for 38 minutes, I went to the dryer just to check so I wouldn't mess this up.
It's not what I said.
Dryer ends, I get the bath mats out, and I thought, you know what? Let me not just take them out. I'm going to go put them all down all over the place. So I go and put them out. She comes home. Did you get the dryer? Yeah, I got it. Did you switch the load of laundry? No, I didn't know I had to do that. I just had to empty the dryer. Apparently there was laundry in the washing machine. Then she goes, "What did you do with the bath mats?" I said, "Well, I put them down. Go look." And she goes, "Why the hell did you do that? I didn't tell you to do that." I apparently missed everything she said.
Here was our conversation. Dave, if you could please take the bath mats out of the dryer, switch the load of laundry because there's wet clothes in there. When I get home, I will fold that. Whatever you do, don't put the bath mats down because I've not mopped yet. So I don't want to put clean bath mats on a dirty floor. That was the conversation. I came home. He didn't switch the laundry and he put the clean bath mats on the floor. Yes, there's a question in the back.
No, I'm just blocking my husband.
Oh, is he nude?
He's not nude, but I don't know what he's doing and I don't want him to not know he's on. You're on camera, just so you know. So no, doing the helicopter with your arms.
With your arms. Okay. So, so anyway.
So I totally get it. I want things done, but I want them done the way I want them done.
He didn't even do what I wanted him to do. It was adjacent.
I just didn't hear her words, apparently.
You didn't listen to anything.
I would have been annoyed too. I feel like it's deeper than that. I feel like it's a reoccurring thing. And that's what's frustrating.
Could it be?
Not just with you, but I understand. It's like, dang.
Yeah.
You really don't listen to me and you hate me. If you love me, you listen when I say words.
There are just so many words.
Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. There's a lot of words. If you were to listen to them, you'd know what the fuck I was saying.
Okay, we're just going out.
That's where we're going. Okay, so anyway. So I went to the dermatologist yesterday because I have to do 6-month checkups because of all of my moles and whatnot. And so
I've never been to a dermatologist.
I've repeatedly told you to please go and just have things checked.
Yeah, but look at how pale I am.
It doesn't matter. Everybody should go to the dermatologist once a year for a once over. It's just good. It's just a good idea. All right. So I get in there and of course you have to get naked, which is the other thing Tiffany didn't know. So she's like, I'm definitely not going now when I talked to her about it.
So weird. You spread your cheeks, dude.
Yeah, they got a peek. They got to take a sneak peek. So I get in my gown and I'm sitting there and she comes in and we're just talking. And the really weird part is they talk to you and make like direct eye contact while they're looking at you naked until they start like moving. Cause they do like head, face, arms. They do like all the body parts and they make you turn. And each visit, they will take pictures of you so that they can check the spots again. And then they take more pictures to see if anything changed. She just said no, like, no, I'm definitely not going now. So I'm standing there and she goes, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? She's like, your skin is so dry. And I was like, I know, but I use lotion all the time, but it's always so dry and it's always so flaky and it's always so itchy. And she's like, how often do you shower? And
every damn day, twice a day.
I was like, I don't know, 2-3 times a day. She goes, oh my God, you're ruining your skin. You can only shower a couple of times a week. She goes, and if you have to shower once a day, you shouldn't be using soap. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Full stop. Full stop. She's like, haven't you heard about these Hollywood celebrities talking about how they don't shower? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, they're doing it right. You don't need to shower every day. I said, I work out every day. Every day I am sweaty. I live in Florida, which is Satan's anus. It is so hot here. She's like, you can rinse with water, but don't use soap. And if you have to use soap because you worked out and you have a smell, only your pits, your privates, and your feet are allowed to have soap. She said, don't put soap on your arms, your legs, your back, your chest, your nothing. No soap.
I'm not surprised.
I'm upset.
You are a frequent showerer.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known from the get-go that it was unhealthy. I'll be laying in bed on day 4 and Meredith's like, aren't you going to shower? And I'm like, well, I care about my skin. Thank you.
Oh,
so no. But I get it. I can see why that would happen. They say you're not supposed to wash your hair every day either. And that you're only supposed to shampoo it once a week, which was shocking. I can't do that. But yeah. I've been taking showers, pits and your bits.
Pits and bits.
I've been taking showers more frequently lately because I love the shower in our new house. Before, I felt like I was a little bit too big for it. There was a lot of elbow knocking on the walls. I felt like Will Ferrell in the movie Elf when he tried to take a shower in the little elf shower. That's what it felt like. But now there's plenty of room and I love it. But I didn't. So how often are you supposed to use soap everywhere?
She said if you work out every day, you're allowed to use soap only in those places.
Okay, but what if you don't work out every day? How many times?
And if you don't work out every day, then you shouldn't even shower.
I don't think that's what she said.
No, but she said you could shower a couple times a week. And use the soap on those places if you're not actively sweating. She also said you can get unscented baby wipes and just baby wipe your body down and don't even shower. And I was like, I don't understand the words you're saying to me. I'm very upset by this. I was so taken aback.
I guess it just depends on, what's more important to you. You know what I mean? Would you rather be clean and have the dry skin? Or would you rather have okay skin and smell like a dumpster?
Well, and she also said, though, that part of, and this is a big thing for me. And so I'm going to commit to this for a while and see how I feel. But she said that I won't get as many rashes because what I'm doing is taking away all the good oils in my skin.
Yeah.
And she said, and with your allergies, you will have more itch and more rash from taking those oils away. The oils will actually help you. So the only reason that I'm sold on this is because if I get less rashes on my body, I will abstain from it, even though it's very upsetting.
Okay. Can we negotiate? Because I've smelled the pits.
Dave's trying to get smacked up.
Look.
No, she smelled mine too.
Oh, yesterday.
But I've smelled the pits.
Well, you can wash those.
I will. I'll wash those. There's no way I'm going to go. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to go a day without taking a shower because I exercise every day. So I will wash my pits every day, but I won't use it on. The other question I didn't ask her, and now I want to know what the consensus is what about shaving your legs?
You and my other friend Sierra shave your legs every single day.
I do.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
But I don't like the hair.
That's all I have to say.
but I use soap on my legs to shave them.
Yeah, so maybe don't shave them every day.
No.
It's excessive.
I don't like the feeling.
Okay, then go to Ideal Image and get hair removal.
Dave said I'm not allowed. I tried to do that.
What? I didn't say
You
anything
told
about
me that you didn't like the laser.
I told you what lasers do.
You said it's not good to do lasers on your skin because it can change the cell structure and then you could end up getting cancer.
Well, that's terrifying.
That's what you said.
That's what lasers do.
What about an epilepidator?
What's an epilepidator?
It's the thing that you roll on your legs and it pulls your hairs out. And
that sounds terrible.
It is. I did a video about it. It was horrendous. It was horrific. But the hairs didn't grow back for a while.
That sounds awful.
It's just one of those things, Meredith. You have to well, anyway, you just have to decide what's important to you, because
I think I'm going to go to this. She told me that I can get this. So she gave me this cream and this body wash that she said that I could, that is for super sensitive skin anyway. And she told me to go to Ulta to get it. So when I go to Ulta, I'm going to ask them if they have something in this line that would be, or maybe I'll just use that body wash to do my legs.
Oh yeah. What about an electric razor? Will that work?
Do you not use
No.
soap with an electric razor?
No.
You shave dry?
Yeah.
Ew.
Ew, that sounds terrible.
No. The way it's designed.
Does it hurt?
No.
You should see my legs right now.
Did you not shave yet? Tiffany, they were bad when I was with you last week.
Okay, but I care about the health of my skin, Meredith. Somebody just said you look like Miss. Oh no, she looks like Miss Trunchbull. I doubt it. Look at your profile picture. You're a supermodel.
What's Trenchbull?
From Matilda?
Yeah. I knew that.
I don't think I ever saw Matilda.
Okay, we have to cancel. Excuse me, sir.
What's he looking for? Football cards?
What are you looking for? What? Oh, I have an envelope. And I have stamps. It's going to cost you a smooch. Here's an envelope. Which planet would you like? Uranus?
Yes.
Dorks. You dork. You are Uranus.
Good one.
Those are cool stamps.
It's not depression. It's my skincare routine. That's funny. I don't know where those stamps came from. They just showed up on my desk one day. So,
well, I'm assuming he bought them then.
I wonder if he's writing his prison lover a letter. Like, why does he need?
Maybe he's mailing a check for a bill.
Oh,
I mean, why do you say, oh shit? Do you have to mail something?
I have one that needs a stamp.
Oh my God.
It's going to cost you.
Listen, I can't even. It's, oh my gosh. Do you know that our water has been turned off because Dave just forgot to pay the bill? Not because there wasn't any money, not just because he was like.
Okay, that was like 10 years ago.
Happens all the time to me.
Dave. It's not.
And then it always happens like on Friday afternoon, and then no one's working for the week.
It's not
like,
once
come
though.
on.
It's not once that it's happened. That's the problem. It's like
okay.
Oh my God. All right, then you pay it, Meredith.
I mean, with what? With I'm already doing everything else.
Okay, we're not going to open this door. We're going to shut it, and we're going to back away.
We're going to shut it, and
we're going to pivot.
Pivot. All right, yeah, let's pivot though, because there was some very interesting things in the news this week.
Yes.
So,
do you watch the news every single day?
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say really quick? My friend sent me a screenshot. They Googled me, and I guess the top questions that people ask about me are Tiffany's husband, of course, Tiffany's mugshot, and is Tiffany rich? And when you click on the is Tiffany rich, it says that my income is $1 to $3 million per year, which is not true.
Correct.
I'm not a millionaire. And it makes me angry because I don't want people to think that I got way more money than I have, because I don't. And I need you to keep buying my merch. And I'm afraid that if they see that, they're going to be like, oh, she's good. And so I'm curious who's in charge of these things. Do you Google your net worth and tell me?
Hold on. So when I type in my name
with net worth, these these websites like celebrity net worths and famous birthdays, they're so inaccurate. They say that Aubrey is my daughter from a previous marriage.
We looked at one and I was like, you got some money hidden away somewhere I don't know about?
We apparently make the same amount of money. I have an approximate net worth of between $1 million and $3 million. So it must just be this random thing that they assign to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. But then famous birthdays has me. Oh, it says they have my height and my weight.
They have so much information. And
over Instagram recently, you know, the guy that does, his name is, I think it's Lame or something like that, where he makes fun of people that overcomplicate situations. He's a TikToker, and like he'll get a video of someone like trying to change a light bulb, and they have this complicated process, and then he just like unscrews the light bulb and smacks his face. He's like, come on. But the story on it is that he lost his job in the middle of the pandemic, and in like 6 months he's the second most followed TikToker and has a net worth of over $2 million or something crazy from working out of his apartment in Italy.
Oh, update though. According to our records, Meredith Masony is possibly single.
What?
Oh, it said I'm single too.
Yeah, it says they have the same exact thing for all of us, because it says, and has not previously been engaged. So you don't exist.
That's the same exact thing.
The 3 children I have don't exist. And as of June 2021, I'm not dating anyone.
I wonder if that's why that guy emailed you the other day.
No, that's not why that guy emailed me.
Yeah, he was like, hey girl, how you doing?
Yeah, but what did he say? I love how plain you are.
Yeah.
that was his love note to me. I love how plain you are.
That's hilarious.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I think it's all of them say that. It's just like a generic thing, but all the sites say it.
Well, no, because I started Googling other people in our field, and there's all different numbers.
Oh, well, I don't know.
But I mean, probably, but anyway, it's just weird that there's no way people can calculate that. And so the fact that they but first, I want to know who's Googling this, because it's one of the top Googled things.
Oh yeah, you can check. It's Googled a lot.
I don't know.
Just ask me. I'll tell you. I have $7.47 in my piggy bank.
In my piggy bank.
In my shorts from Taco Bell. Anyway, moving on. Do we talk about the birthday party?
Yeah, that was a crazy story, but it in a weird way, it made me happy for humanity. Do you know what I mean? So this birthday party, kids' birthday party, they go to a zoo in Utah, and all
it's
of the
called something in Tails.
Oh, I don't remember.
We're the most accurate news source.
You could.
It's not a zoo.
Was it a petting zoo?
Anyway, I don't know.
I'll give you the full deets. Hold on. I have it right here. ABC News. They probably got it right. Let's see.
Breaking news. Let's just wait 5 minutes and we'll.
Nobody asked you, did.
I'll tell you while she's doing that, the top trending topics: IRS tax fourth stimulus checks, Dr. Pimple Popper blackheads, and full moon August 2021 blue moon. So those are the 3 most important things.
Oh, here it is. You're right. Got it. A Utah animal trainer is recovering after the alligator she was feeding during a girl's birthday party chomped down on her hand and refused to let go until another adult jumped in to help her. Lindsay Bull, 31, said she fed Darth Gator hundreds of times in the past, but the 8-foot 6-inch long star from Scales and Tails in Utah was being a little pushy on Saturday when she opened a plexiglass door to open his enclosure. So this video footage starts out really basic, right? You see all the kids line up. There's this big plexiglass thing. All the kids are sitting there. They're all getting excited because they see the alligator. The woman walks in, and you do see the alligator start to nose her. He literally comes up and he starts like pushing at her hand because he knows he's going to get fed, right? Because she's getting ready to, she's got the gloves on and everything. She's getting ready to feed this thing. All of a sudden, this son of a bitch alligator just chomps down on her hand and pulls her in. How fast did he pull her in? If you've not seen this video
he was kind of sly. It was kind of like, I'm going to eat, and then I'm just going to like turn my head to the side and whoop.
He just snagged her real quick. And that is why when people are like, when they're like, I don't understand why you guys don't swim in lakes. That's why. If you saw this video, you would see how quickly they can snatch you and your whole entire body is under the water.
And then they do the death roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So then
she circumnavigated very well.
Yeah, she did.
Well, I guess there was another report where she spoke about like the situation, and she was smart because she said, I went with him.
Yeah.
Just let my body go limp and I let him roll me. She says, because if you fight it, that's when your arm will break or your freaking hand will come off or whatever body part they have. You're toast, right? So she rolls with this thing. The best part of the whole video is how calm she was. The woman never freaked out.
Yeah, that's wild.
And then the dad jumps in.
Yeah.
Wait, that wasn't another trainer?
That was the birthday party.
Oh, I'd be like, someone needs to help this lady.
I think his name's Donnie Wiseman. And he said, we got trouble in here. There is no backup trainers anywhere around. He yelled it twice. And then the second time he yelled it, he just literally jumped right into the alligator enclosure pool.
Donnie Wiseman.
Hopped on its back, too. Hopped right on its effing back.
Like a bull.
He's like, tell me what you need me to do.
Yeah. He was so calm and cool and collected. He jumped on top of the alligator. And then she's like, okay, Donnie, so here's what we're going to do. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, how is she not so unbelievably panicked to have her whole friggin' arm inside of this dinosaur's mouth with this guy now riding it as a bull? And she's like, we're just going to be really calm. We're going to talk in nice, soothing tones as to not upset Darth Gator. And I'm just like watching this like, oh my God, let go of her. Oh my God, let go. And then he like, I don't know if she told him to put his hands over its eyes or to do whatever, but you see him kind of like creep up and then he gets his legs wrapped around it and his arms like up over top of its face and whatever, his eyes, I guess. And she gets released, right? And so somebody like helps scoop her up and out. But then this thing just starts going crazy. And this guy's riding it like a bull. And you're just like, it reminded me of that movie with Luke Perry, 8 Seconds. He's just on there and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And you realize this is a big dude, right? He wasn't a small guy. And he was, he wasn't, I mean, he was, I guess, an average sized man, right? But he was getting thrown around by this thing. The whole thing was just insane. It was completely crazy.
I feel like different people react to different situations differently.
Mm-hmm.
Very different. And you never really know until you're in it.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure she's thought about this scenario a million times in her head. I'm sure she's had a lot of training, but still when you're in the moment, it's easy to panic and freak out. I admire this dude because I don't know anyone who would have been like, all right, I know what I need to do. It's my time.
It's my
and jumped right up on the back. I don't know anyone who would have done that. And the guy, I guess, who like owns it or whatever, he's like, we usually don't do 2 trainers, but I think now we're probably going to do that. Basically, those weren't his exact words, but when I read it, that was basically what he said.
There's a policy change coming in.
Yeah, we're going to. Right.
Yeah. So they also, I guess she has to have surgery, but they believe she's going to have a full recovery. So we do wish her a very speedy recovery with that, very tragic incident that took place. But she was so collected. And
when I was watching it, I was like I know in situations it feels like forever. when it's only seconds. And I know that everybody, again, reacts very differently. But my first thought was, oh my gosh, get the kids away from the window. Like, don't let them see this.
Well, you can hear the kids going, mommy, mommy. You know, they were freaking out because they're watching this. Like the nightmares.
Yeah.
Well, at first, I didn't realize her hand was stuck. I didn't realize it got her hand. I was like, oh, it's just feeding. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Then But what you said about people reacting differently in different situations, and Meredith told me when she came home, I was like, hey, did you guys test out those personal safety devices? And she goes, funny story. We may have accidentally tested one in the middle of rush hour traffic in Tampa.
Do you want to tell everybody that story?
It was a horrific experience.
I was like,
First of all, tell everybody what you wanted. Let's start with what you wanted to do and then how it actually got tested.
I wanted to test it in the hotel room because it said
you should test before you ever need it, so you know what it is and you're not surprised.
Dave bought us all these little personal alarm things where you pull them and an alarm goes off or something. And as soon as I opened mine, I was like, all right, let's do it. And she's like, no, you can't do it in the hotel. And I'm like, I was like, I can't wait physically. I have to pull it. Like you're telling me not to, but I have to. And she wouldn't let me and was super lame.
10 o'clock at night in a hotel.
Yeah, but I feel like she thought we were going to get kicked out.
I didn't get in trouble.
Anyway, so we're sitting in effing traffic at a red light, and I have my personal device on my lanyard. There's a man I'm presuming is homeless next to our car at the stoplight. He's in a wheelchair. He's missing a leg. I never know if I'm supposed to acknowledge them or just ignore them, because I feel like it's rude to acknowledge if you're not going to give them money, but it's also rude to ignore them because they feel, so I never know what to do. This guy didn't give me an option. He was like, hey!
He did yell at us.
Like yelling at my window. And I was like, okay, that's a good business tactic, I guess. And so I rolled it down and I'm like, hello. And he's like, do you have any change? And I was like, I'm sorry, I only have cards. Meanwhile, Meredith is digging through her purse. Meredith randomly finds a whole ass roll of quarters, an actual roll, but it's been opened.
Because I was doing laundry at the hotel.
So she's like, here, give this to him. So I'm like, okay. So I go to hand it to him out the window, and I realize he can't get down off the curb to come to the window because he's missing a leg. And so I have to open my door. I'm like, don't get out. And I was like, don't stay there. I'll bring it to you. So I unbuckle my seatbelt. I lean out to give him the change. The light turns green. I start to panic. Change falls on the floor. I'm like, oh my gosh. I lean down to grab it. My personal alarm gets stuck between the crack of my stomach and my leg. And it starts going off. And then I drop my phone. And this guy's just staring at me like, sorry, I asked. Jesus, this is a lot. And I was sweating because people behind me were like, beep, let's go. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm never giving money to homeless people ever again. It's too much. I can't do it.
Yeah. So she starts driving off. The alarm is still going off.
Now it's 130 decibel alarm and a strobe light.
Yeah. It was a bit much.
I'm just kidding about not giving homeless people money, but we were driving and I'm down the road and the bottom part of it is missing and going off somewhere in the car. And I'm screaming. I'm like, find it, Meredith! Like trying to
at me, and I'm like trying to look through.
No, you were just sitting there laughing. You were
laughing. Okay, in my brain I helped, but I mostly just laughed. And then you finally found it in between the door and the seat. And then you put it back together, but you got to test it.
And now you know, and you know how you'll respond next time.
Mm-hmm. So it went great.
It
went great.
Did not go great.
It went great. We know
if this happens again, and you have a roll of quarters in your purse, keep it to yourself.
Listen, I was doing laundry. We're
not going to give it to anyone. I'm certain if you can get out and walk around and hand it to the person, I'm not going to be in charge.
All right, I'll do it next time.
She'll just leave you if the light turns green. She'll come back.
I always give. If I have it, I give. Not anymore.
Yes, stop.
Nope. I am going to throw it and drive.
I'm out $40. I gave away Dave gave me $40 in cash for when we went to Atlanta and Iowa. It's all gone.
I know. Drew doesn't let me carry cash. She's like,
It's all
just give it away to people who don't have money.
Give it away because every time we would go in and out of a restaurant or somewhere, we saw somebody and I was just like, here's $5. Here's $5. Here's $5. Because here's the thing. I just feel like, look.
That's right. You are worth $2 million.
That's right. Well, whatever.
Here's my stance on it. I know that people feel very different about this topic, but for me, it's like, if you are coming up to me and asking me, then you have a need. I'm not going to judge you if that need is alcohol or if that need is a hamburger, because it's none of my business. And if I have the $5, I'm going to give you the $5. That's all I'm saying on that. And so when we saw this guy, and I didn't have cash, but I knew I had quarters in the bottom of my purse, I didn't realize that it was going to cause such a ruckus. But I just, and we gave him a bottle of water. We had a bottle of water, an unopened bottle of water. I was like, what do we have that we could give him that would be useful? We had an unopened bottle of water. We had the $3 or $4 in quarters. That was it.
Here's the thing. If he would have been just like a kind man, I would have had no problem jumping through all those hoops. But he screamed at 131 decibels at my window.
He did scream at us. He did scream.
It's funny. Matthias, our oldest, I remember one time it was getting really cold, and I was coaching soccer, and I had these sweaters for all of the kids, but I had a bunch of extra ones in the box, and we were driving home, and the overpass from the interstate, there were always a lot of homeless people, and he's like, "Dad, we have all those extra sweaters at home. Do you think we could get them and bring them down?" So we got a bunch of extra jackets and stuff and brought them down and gave them out under the interstate.
Yeah. We try every year to do a soup kitchen or a homeless shelter because, there's
Toys for Tots.
For Tots. We always do a big Toys for Tots thing. But you have to just explain to kids who, our kids are very blessed. They don't have real wants, right? Their needs are fulfilled and they don't really have many wants because they live a very easy life in the sense of, they don't deal with these types of things. So we always try to make sure that the kids understand it was, it's not, everybody doesn't get dealt the same hand.
Mm-hmm.
So we try and always do something a few times a year to get them to really open their eyes and see that there are lots of people in need and we have to do our part. So I had a homeless gentleman. I was in high school and I went through the drive-thru at McDonald's and I had a bag full of, it was like 29-cent hamburger day or whatever. This is a long ass time ago because they used to do 29-cent hamburgers and 39-cent cheeseburgers. And so I would buy like 20 at a clip and I'd stick in the freezer at home so you could have them like a snack later. You just mic them up or whatever. So I had a big old bag of them. And I didn't have any money left because I think I just went through the drive-thru with like $10, right? And I like bought it all on the burgers. When I came back around, he asked me because I was parked in the parking lot. He's like, "Do you have any money?" And I was like, "No, but I have burgers." So I gave him, a couple of burgers. He opened the package, took the burger out, and wiped it across my windshield because he wanted money. He didn't want the burger.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, and so you just realize it's like, you don't know who you're going to encounter. You don't know what the reaction is going to be. But at that moment, you just say, they're having a bad day. They didn't want that burger. So, okay, but it's, you never know, you hear, you never know. So I always try to
That's enraging.
Right. But it's like so my thought is this man probably wanted money to buy a drink or to get drugs. Yeah. And I offered him a hamburger and it's not what he wanted. He was probably itching for a fix or he needed a drink. He wasn't. So you just, okay, no problem.
Well, a little problem, but yeah, I gotcha.
But it's like, it's not going to stop me from saying to the next person, I don't know your story, right? Like the thing is like, I have no idea. I don't know your story. I don't know why you're homeless. So I'm going to assume that some real tragic shit happened to put you in this place. And if I have $5, I'll give you $5. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I try to look at it. But it is But I think probably people in larger cities have a very different perspective on this because it's probably something that they see way more frequently than in areas like we are that are much more, they're just smaller.
I found that like one of the biggest things that helps me stay clean and stay on the right path is doing stuff for others. And so literally I'm looking for opportunities to help other people because it helps me so much. And so anytime I go anywhere, I'm looking for those opportunities.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. I don't think it needs to be documented and put out on the internet for likes and views.
No.
I don't think it needs, to be, if you're going to help somebody, help them, man. And so anyway.
I agree. Because I've had people say the same thing to me. They're like, with the platform you have, you should be doing way more. And I'm like, you have no idea what we're doing. I don't tell you a lot of the things that we're doing when it comes to those things because it's nobody's business. It's between the one thing that I do, and I've done it for 2 years in a row now. This will be our 3rd year. And I just get so damned excited about it that I can't keep quiet about it because it makes me so happy. How many years have I been doing Toys for Tots?
Will you put that thing back up on the screen, Dave, real quick? The one you just put up? Look at her shirt.
Oh, yay!
Yezzy.
Got that.
Did you say her name? She's wearing one of our tour shirts in her profile picture.
You were saying that name the other night.
Yeah. Was it Iowa or Atlanta?
I don't remember.
She was at our show. I remember the picture too. I think I'm almost positive. Yeah. But I've probably been doing Toys for Tots for
we've been doing it
years.
For a long time. I think last year or the year before was the first time you did it.
As a group, as a page. It's been 2 years we've done it as a page. So what I'll do is I'll tell everybody I'm going to spend X amount of dollars, and any star money you give me during that live goes right back to Toys for Tots. So I'll say I'm going to spend $1,000. However many stars we get, I'll double it. So like we do that for fun. And then I shop at the same time while I'm live so people can see everything that I'm buying.
Love it.
And then we drop it off at a fire station or wherever who's collecting. But that one just gets me excited because I love to shop for kids stuff. Like it gets harder when your kids get older because Christmas becomes way less fun because you don't shop for stuff anymore because what they want is clothing or money or an electronic device. And it's not like when we used to go out and be like, Tonka trucks and Matchbox cars and like the action figures. You don't do,
no,
it's not as much
fun. But the kids have fun picking toys
Our
for other
kids go with
which
us.
Is,
which is
cool.
why we like to do that one as a family. But that's a big one that I love to do every year. So anyway, that was so much fun. Cassie said that was so much fun last year. Yeah. I don't know how many trips we took to Target, but we must have cashed out 3 times. People kept giving stars and I would go back. I'm like, we're buying more. We're buying more. It's just so much fun. And then you think of like, okay, this kid who would maybe have had nothing on Christmas is going to have something. So I love it. I absolutely love it. Selfishly, I just love to buy children's toys. So anyway, do we have anything else from the news? I just remembered
what was the thing when we were sitting somewhere and you're like, oh my gosh, did you see this story? I have to send it to be written up. You remember what I'm talking about?
There's been several this week. Let me go into the thread that I have and I'll tell you.
There were protesters outside this. Never mind.
Okay, hold on.
I never said anything.
And we're going to take a quick break to plan.
I just realized that I was opening a can of worms.
No, I have lots of them right here.
I've never seen them in real life before.
It was the art teacher who taxidermied the kid's cat.
Oh yeah, dude.
And it came out so scary. And this cat, so then they took the cat and they like took it in the car and like seatbelted it in.
It's
and
like
then
garden gnome pictures all over the place.
It's so scary. And this teacher, like, I'll just read it real quick before we go. Art teacher accidentally creates Frankenstein's cat after trying to taxidermy for the first time on her deceased tabby, leaving it with a terrifying grin and a hot dog body. A Florida art teacher accidentally created Frankenstein's cat when she tried out feline taxidermy for the first time, leaving the kitty with a terrifying grin.
Do you think you could do that on your own pet?
I could not. Jennifer Clark from Citrus County told police on social... People, sorry, no.
Oh,
She was arrested. told people on social media that she had wanted to step up her art skills when she brought a tabby she found dead at the roadside. This was not her kiss. Oh my God, this is getting way weirder.
Okay.
This is way weirder. She brought the tabby she found dead at the roadside to work on it, but the month-long process became more complicated than she first anticipated, and she ended up with a kind of shocking exhibit that you might find in a bad taxidermy museum. So this cat, oh my gosh. So those of you that are here live with us.
Trigger warning.
This is the cat. I don't know. Was she trying to make it smile?
Show it sideways. You can't see it there. No, the picture of the cat sideways.
Like this?
No, Meredith.
Where the cat is standing sideways. You see the profile of the cat.
Oh.
Oh.
It's bad. It's bad. It's really bad.
Can you imagine being the owner of said cat?
It was her cat.
No, she said she found it on a roadside. She put it in a wagon.
And being like, where's Minxie? I haven't. And then this story goes viral and you're like, Minxie?
Minxie in the radio flyer. Where is it? It's not good. I mean, it was not good.
What are your thoughts on taxidermy for a pet?
So I don't know that I've ever told this story on the podcast.
You have one. You have one?
Not particular. Almost taxidermy. So my mom's dog, it was a teacup poodle. She was about 3 pounds. So she could fit in your hand, full grown, right? Well, she was about 15 years old. And my mom used to carry her around in like a baby carrier strapped to her chest. She would just put the little poodle in it. It never really walked anywhere.
Not just for walks. Like as soon as she woke up in the morning
she
until
would just
she went
put
to
it
bed.
in the pouch. Well, it developed terrible arthritis and it had this like very like curved spine over the
being in the pouch?
No, just they get old, right? Like it was 15 years old. It was this tiny little dog. It was awful. So at 15 or 13, I don't remember when, her bladder would fall out when she'd pee. And my mom would put it back in to her body. And they were like, your dog needs a surgery to like put it back in, but it's X amount of dollars. And my mom's like, well, we can't afford that. Like, what else can we do? And they're like, well, you can put the dog down. She says, well, I'm not doing that. I'll just keep putting the bladder back in. So she would just put the bladder back into this dog. She did this for the longest time. Well, they wanted to go out of town. So she drops the dog off at my house and she doesn't tell me anything. I take the dog out. All of a sudden, I see its organs falling out while it's urinating. And I'm like, you need to come back. Your dog is dying. She goes, no, it's no big deal. All you have to do is put the bladder back in with your hands. You just push it up. And I said, I'm going to need you to come back because I am never sticking my hands inside of a dog. There's a line. I have a line and it's here. This dog is not well. I was like, Mom, you need to come home and we need to have a real conversation about this dog. So a couple of more weeks go by. The dog just gets sicker and sicker. And I call her and I'm like, it's time to put the dog down. Like it's not good. So she got everything ready. I drove her to the appointment. We put Trixie to sleep. We take Trixie home wrapped up in a blanket. And so my brother comes over because my mom says, I want to bury her next to the tree in the yard. So my brother is digging this hole and I'm like, you got to dig deeper because animals will smell this and they'll dig up the yard looking for it. So you got to go like pretty deep and we have to put her in something. And because my mom was like planning a funeral and all of these things for her dog. She was very attached to this dog, which I totally understand. But at some point you have to, as the owner of a pet, make a decision. Like you can't let them continue to be sick or in pain. Like it's time. So my brother's digging the hole. And while he's down there and he's got Trixie in the box, he goes, Mom, do you want a mimosa? And I looked at him and I looked at my mom and I go, what? He goes, a mimosa. Do you want me while I'm down here? Do you want me to get a mimosa? And I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, I'll like snip off some hair or something like a mimosa. And I said, do you mean a memento? Like like a memento? Does mom want a memento from the dog? And he's like, whatever, same thing. I'm like, not the same thing. And no, please don't take any part of the dog back up with you. I was like, put the dog in the box. Let's bury this dog.
Well, the kids had said was, can you taxidermy it and like put little caster wheels on it, and
so
like
that my mom could walk it. And I was like, we're not doing that, because my mom thought about it, and I was like, we're not doing that. I was like, no, we need to stop. So then a couple months later, and she was depressed for a very long time. A couple months later, she winds up getting Bailey, who looks exactly like Trixie. And is the same exact kind of dog, is the same everything. She's just brown instead of white. And now she does the same thing with this dog. And she carries it around in a pouch, and she's got her best friend. So I was like, so we have another, I think Bailey might be 5. So we've got a good stretch now until
time for a mimosa.
I was like, what is he saying? Well, I'm down here. Do you want a mimosa?
And I thought he discovered an underground bar.
No, I was like, what are you talking about? And I realized when he was like, like a lock of hair, I was like, do you mean a memento, you moron?
That's not a bad idea, though. That was sweet of him to think of that.
Yeah, but we did all get a laugh out of that. But yes, Faith, we call her Sister Bailey because when my mom came up to visit last time, she asked me to hold my sister. She's like, here, hold your. I'm like, this dog is not my sister. I'm not identifying as such. And she's like, it's your sister. This is Sister Bailey. So then we everybody that was watching when my parents came, I was doing a bunch of stories holding this dog, calling it Sister Bailey. I thought there was another pet down there called Mimosa.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where it was going.
No. So anyway, do I have an opinion on taxidermy? No. If that's something you want to do and it makes you feel better to see that, like, pets are family.
Yeah.
So I can totally see why some people would want that. I don't personally think I would ever want that. You know how attached I am to my dogs. Like, It's crazy. Like, I have a crazy attachment to my dogs. But at the same time, like, when they pass, I don't think I would want that, like a constant reminder, because I think to me, it would just make me sad.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So for me, I don't think so, but I know lots of people do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I saw your cat on IG yesterday. Was it yesterday that you posted the cat you were taking?
Oh, yeah, when I was taking a bath.
Was her paw in the water?
It was in the water on my arm.
On your arm. I couldn't see the whole thing.
Well, that's because you didn't click on it.
Well, I did try to click on it, but I couldn't move the thing to see. So I see her in there and I see her paw, but I thought cats hated water. So I was like, I can't believe the cat's paw is in the water.
They do hate water, but that cat is very codependent. It has to be up my butt at all times.
Well, that's
which is fine.
Yeah, that's just like Ruth. That's how Ruth is. So I get it. Yeah. Well, I feel like without an agenda, this was just a breeze.
Yeah. We, if you're listening to it, should we, this show sponsored by the My Name Is Not Mom tour, which is going on right now. You can go to mynameisnotmom.com and look and see if we're going to be in your area, and keep checking back because we're adding new dates.
And side note that we're going to try to provide episodes periodically, but we're not on a regular schedule right now. So if you're in, you can go back and listen to previous episodes, and we will, if you subscribe to the podcast, whenever there is a new one, you'll get notified that it's there. Mm-hmm. But until we have a more permanent schedule, we'll continue as we can.
Yeah, because the issue is going to fall on our downtime during shows. So like this last run that we did was a long one, but the future ones won't be as long. Yeah. So we'll be leaving like a Thursday or a Friday and coming back a Monday. So when there are weeks that we get in and we feel like we can totally squeeze one in, we will. Yeah. Because we love being with you guys and we love doing the podcast. So it's just something that we can't say will be every week, but we'll do as much as we can because we love to do it and we love to be with you guys.
Yep. Everything she said.
Everything. Ditto.
So join us next time, excuse me, for another episode of Take It
or Leave It, an advice-ish podcast for parents, hosted by two struggling moms who have no idea
what we're doing.
doing. We'll see you guys next time.
Love you so much.
Bye.
Bye.